Hey guys! Today, we're diving into something seriously exciting, Nate Sayler's brand new Pro Mod Mustang and his decision to step up with one of the most powerful combinations in modern drag racing, the Proline MH8 screw-blown Hemi. This isn't just another build update, this marks a whole new chapter in Nate's racing career and a statement about where the Street Outlaws evolution is heading. Now, let's rewind a bit. For months, Nate Sayler has been teasing us with glimpses of his new build, an absolutely stunning Mustang-bodied Pro Mod that looks ready to destroy anything that lines up next to it. Nate isn't new to running fast cars. He's been steadily climbing the ranks in Street Outlaws, no prep kings, showing consistent growth, better setups, and strong results. But this new Pro Mod? It's on another level entirely. Nate's decision to go screw-blown marks a big shift in his racing strategy. For years, we've seen him rock the ProCharger Proline MH8 Hemi, which was a monster in its own right, reliable, consistent, and capable of putting down serious numbers. That engine powered his Nova, which became one of the more feared cars in the No Prep Kings lineup. But Nate's never been one to stay comfortable for long. When he saw how fast the screw-blown setups were dominating in 8th Mile Pro Mod events, he knew it was time for an upgrade. So what did he do? He sold that ProCharged MH8 Hemi, reportedly for around $95,000, and it wasn't even that old, to make way for something truly groundbreaking. The Proline MH8 screw-blown Hemi with Alan Johnson billet engineering and a sleek, compact hatch setup. It's one of the most advanced combinations in drag racing right now, and Nate's about to unleash it on the world. Let's talk about that combo for a second. The Proline MH8 is an absolute monster. It's designed for serious power, reliability, and consistency, the three things every racer wants but few truly achieve. The screw blower setup brings instant torque, monster mid-range, and more tuning flexibility compared to a ProCharger. Plus, with the latest rule packages and series like the Drag Illustrated World Series of Pro Mod and IHRA's Outlaw events, the screw-blown combo is perfectly positioned to dominate. And we've seen it happen already. In last year's Drag Illustrated World Series of Pro Mod, screw-blown cars took the win at every event. Guys like Kai Kelly, Ken Quartuccio, and others showed that when it comes to all-out power and repeatable performance, screw-blowers are the kings of the 8th mile. Twin turbos might still rule when it comes to top-end speed and quarter-mile records, but on the short track, the screws are unbeatable right now. What's even more exciting is that Nate isn't just copying what others are doing, he's innovating. His setup is built with Proline Racing's latest MH8 design, combined with a sleek, low-profile screw-blown hat that looks mean and purposeful. Personally, I love that choice. Some of these new screw-blower setups have massive, towering hats that block visibility and look bulky, but Nate's car keeps things clean and balanced. It's form-meeting function, and it looks ready to rip. Now, let's think about what this means for the future. The Street Outlaws family has been branching out more and more into Pro Mod territory lately. You've got Scott Taylor with his Pro Mod Cheeto Camaro, Mike Bowman, Kai Kelly, and even Justin Swanstrom dabbling with high-level 8th mile setups. And now, with Nate Sayler joining that crowd with a brand new, purpose-built Pro Mod, it's clear that the Pro Mod scene isn't just for the veterans anymore, the Street Outlaws are invading. That's a huge deal for drag racing as a whole. Pro Mod has always been the Wild West of the sport, no rules, no limits, just raw, unfiltered horsepower and driver skill. And the fans love it because it's unpredictable. You never know what's going to happen when two 3,000-pound door cars packing over 5,000 horsepower each line up for an 8th mile shootout. Nate's entry into that arena brings even more energy, more attention, and more crossover appeal between TV racing and the hardcore outlaw scene. What's also worth noting is the timing of this move. The 2025 racing season is shaping up to be one of the most competitive years ever for Pro Mod racing. Between the IHRA Outlaw Pro Mod Series, the World Series of Pro Mod, and Speed Promotions events, the payouts, prestige, and fan interest are at an all-time high. We're talking six-figure purses, packed stands, and coverage across the entire drag racing community. Nate Sayler couldn't have picked a better time to debut his new machine. Now, when we talk about consistency and tunability, that's where this new setup really shines. The screw blower combination is known for its incredible mid-range control and throttle response. It's not just about brute force, it's about how you can manage that power through the 8th mile. Nate's tuner team, combined with Proline's engine tech, gives him a perfect balance of reliability and aggression. That's the recipe for success in today's ultra-competitive environment. We also can't forget the visual appeal of Nate's new Mustang Pro Mod. It's a jaw-dropper, a sleek, aggressive body with meticulous attention to aerodynamics and design. From the polished panels to the stance, it screams purpose-built performance. Every inch of that car looks like it was designed to win races and turn heads doing it. And if there's one thing Nate Sayler's known for, it's showing up with something clean, unique, and ready to perform. What's even cooler is that this isn't just a build it and park it type of deal. Nate's already confirmed plans to hit several 8th Mile Outlaw events this season, testing the car's limits in real-world race conditions. And let me tell you, if he can get this screw-blown beast hooked and consistent, he could be one of the biggest breakout stories in Pro Mod this year. It's crazy to think how fast things have evolved in the past few years. Back in the early Street Outlaws days, we were watching steel-bodied, big-tire street cars run in the fours and lose traction halfway down the track. Now, we're talking about fully carbon fiber-bodied, screw-blown Pro Mods hitting 3.50s or better at over 220 miles per hour in just 660 feet. That's evolution in its purest form, and racers like Nate Sayler are the ones leading that charge. And here's the best part, this isn't the end of Nate's story, it's the beginning of something much bigger. With his experience, resources, and drive to keep improving, this new Pro Mod is just the next step in his journey. You can bet that once this car hits the track, the data, the performance, and the excitement will push him and his team to chase even bigger goals. So, Nate Sayler's new Proline MH8 screw-blown Mustang Pro Mod is going to be one of the cars to watch in 2025. Between the killer setup, Proline power, and Nate's proven determination, this thing's got all the ingredients to make serious noise on the Pro Mod scene. If you love seeing Street Outlaws racers evolve and push boundaries beyond the TV screen, this is the moment to pay attention. Nate's stepping into a world where the best of the best compete, and I, for one, can't wait to see how far he takes it. So stay tuned, folks, because once that Mustang fires up and hits the track, it's not just going to make a pass, it's going to make a statement. Now, let's take a step back and really think about how far Nate Sayler has come. It wasn't that long ago that he was a name starting to make waves in Street Outlaws, no prep kings, taking on some of the heaviest hitters in the game, racers like Ryan Martin, Scott Taylor, and Kai Kelly. Back then, he was still dialing in combinations, still learning the ropes of running on sketchy no-prep surfaces, and still chasing that first big win. But here's the thing, Nate never backed down. Every pass he made, every test session, every setback, it all built up to this. What we're seeing now with this new Pro Mod is the result of years of grinding, tuning, and believing he could hang with the best. And that's what makes this build special. The Pro Mod world is brutal, no one gives you an inch. You've got to earn respect out there, not just with your name, but with your numbers. When Nate rolls up with that brand new Mustang, packing a Proline MH8 screw-blown Hemi, he's not just showing off a cool piece of machinery, he's sending a message. He's telling everyone that he's here to compete at the highest level. He's not just a no-prep kings guy anymore, he's stepping into the same league as the professional Pro Mod monsters that have been running 3.50s for years. Now, what's really interesting about Nate's new setup is how it reflects the ongoing arms race in the world of 8th mile racing. Every season, racers are looking for that next advantage, the next combination that gives them a few thousandths on the tree, a little more consistency out the back, or a better tune window when the track starts to change. The screw blower has become the ultimate weapon in that fight. It delivers brutal mid-range power, near-instant throttle response, and it's not as dependent on track prep as a turbo setup. For guys like Nate who want that perfect balance between power and drivability, it's the ideal choice. Of course, there's also the question of tuning, because let's face it, a screw blower setup is a whole different animal compared to a ProCharger or turbo car. The margin for error is smaller, the boost curve is more aggressive, and the tuning window is tighter. But that's where Nate's experience and his partnership with top-tier tuners come into play. He's not just bolting this combo together and hoping for the best, he's building it with some of the most advanced technology and data systems in the business. Between the Proline MH8's ECU data, ignition mapping, and boost control, this car will have the brains to match its brawn. Another exciting thing is what this move could mean for other Street Outlaws racers. You can bet that if Nate starts clicking off low 3.50s or high 3.40s with this screw-blown combo, other racers are going to start paying attention. We might see a whole new wave of street Outlaws drivers transitioning into pro mod racing, blending that outlaw mindset with cutting-edge technology. And honestly, that's exactly what the sport needs: fresh faces, bold ideas, and people who aren't afraid to try something different. Let's also not forget about the fans. The crossover between Street Outlaws and Outlaw Pro Mod Racing has created a massive surge of excitement in the drag racing community. When guys like Nate Sayler, Scott Taylor, and Justin Swanstrom show up at Pro Mod events, they bring a whole new crowd with them, fans who might not have followed the traditional 8th Mile series before, but who are now tuning in, buying tickets, and filling up stands. That's huge for the sport. It brings in energy, sponsors, and most importantly, attention. The kind of attention that helps drag racing grow beyond its usual circles. And let's be honest, there's something poetic about this evolution. These guys started racing on sketchy, dimly lit streets, chasing bragging rights and small cash prizes. Now they're building full-blown, purpose-built pro mods with million-dollar performance capabilities, competing on some of the biggest stages in the sport. But deep down, that same street outlaw mentality remains. They still have that grit, that hunger, and that willingness to put it all on the line for one perfect pass. And that's what makes racers like Nate Sayler so compelling. He's proof that no matter how far you go, you never forget where you came from. So as Nate preps his brand new Mustang Pro Mod for its debut, all eyes are going to be on that first burnout, that first pass, and that first set of numbers on the board. Whether he runs a 3.60 or surprises everyone with something even quicker, one thing's for sure, this car is going to make a statement. It's not just about setting records, it's about raising the bar. And if we know Nate Sayler, he's going to do it with style, precision, and a whole lot of horsepower. Get ready, guys, because when that screw blower screams and those tires hit the track, you'll know that a new chapter in Street Outlaws history has just begun.